What is up guys, Restless Dude here and welcome back to my Create a Clip career mode. It was a pretty back and forth episode last time around as we did get some wins but also a few losses here and there. And yet we still find ourselves in a top 4 position. Not to mention that we scored quite a few overhead kicks, most of them coming from our midfield maestro Esposito. We are nearly at the halfway point of the season and we have a chance to make it to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. So before we get started, help the channel grow by clicking a like on the video and subscribing. That'd be greatly appreciated. So we take on Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup quarters, and I'm not messing around, I'm just going with my strongest 11. After all, things can always go wrong in cup competitions. It's Jeffrey. Okay, and Paulu wrecks the defender there, and Paulu opens the scoring. Did you see the way Paulu fooled that player from Nottingham Forest? That was absolute class. I actually want to see that again. Let's see. There's the pass, and the defender just falls over. And their keeper should have done better in my opinion. That was pretty much straight at him. But hey, I'm not complaining. We are 1-0 up. Esposito now, what can he do? Is Kozlauskas onside there? Is he? Apparently he is. And Kozlauskas doubles our advantage. 2-0 against Nottingham Forest after just 15 minutes. Now that I think of it, we actually defeated Nottingham Forest in our opening game of the Premier League. So if it is anything like that game, we are set for another win against them. And only this time in a cup competition. Esposito. It's Kozlauskas. Out to Arnold maybe. Yep, that worked. It's Kozlauskas again. Now it's Jeffrey. I see Arnold in plenty of space. And it's 3-0. I think it's game over for Nottingham Forest. If this is what's gonna happen for the rest of the game, Nottingham Forest don't stand a chance. Maybe I'll just let the simulation finish the job for me. And just look at that. It's 4-0. Arnold scores just before the halftime whistle. I think we can just jump to result at this point. Yeah, 4-0 is how the game finishes. And we advance to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Although I am concerned that Spurs and Newcastle are also in the semi-finals. After all, they beat us in the last episode, both of them. And we've been drawn against Newcastle in the semis, arguably the toughest team we could have gotten. Spurs are also tough, but when we played Newcastle, they absolutely trashed us, whereas Spurs, we actually competed on equal levels against them. The semis are set to happen in just under 2 weeks, and it's also a 2-leg tie as well. For now though, focus is on the Premier League as we take on 12th placed Leicester. Uh-oh, this is not good. Leicester on the attack. We missed the ball there completely. Okay, Thompson with the interception. Are you serious? I don't know what to say about that. We should have gotten the ball away much better than that. Like, what was that? And Leicester take the lead. Nice. We win the ball, Jeffrey. It's Kozlauskas. Okay, if he misses this one, I am gonna snap. Finally, Kozlauskas gets a goal for us. Before this goal, he had like 3 or 4 clear-cut chances, and he just misses by a few inches. But finally, we score. And we tie the game just before halftime. Uh-oh, this is not good. Wow, I can't believe that cross actually worked. I thought we were gonna intercept it easily, but boy was I wrong. And just 20 minutes to go, we are behind once again. And that's it. A 2-1 loss to Leicester City. And if I'm being honest, Leicester City don't deserve the win. Because we had like 10 chances or something like that. 10 good chances at that, but we either missed the target or the keeper just pulls off a crazy save. One more game before the end of the year, which is against Arsenal. The last time we played them, it ended as a 2-2 draw, so I'm hoping this time we can go one step further and actually get the win. Okay, it's Esposito. Esposito? Oh, come on, Kozlauskas, that needed to be a first-time shot. Arnold. And Paulu? Okay, we still keep the ball. Kozlauskas once again. D'Angelo, cut back to Park, and a pretty simple finish for Park. 1-0 against Arsenal inside, 43 minutes? Just before the halftime whistle. About time we made one of these attacks work. Arsenal were just all over our players whenever we were near their penalty box. But we outsmart them this time, and Park with a simple tap-in from close range into an open net. Thompson. It's Park now. Okay, Kozlauskas. And it's 2-0 against Arsenal. Park with an assist this time. And Kozlauskas at long last gets on the score sheet. Against Leicester, he struggled badly. Struggling to get a shot on target at that. But this time, against Arsenal, a much bigger team, he makes no mistake. And we have breathing room now. Don't you dare do anything. Schmidt. What the hell was that? That was pretty savable. How do you let that in? 1. It had no power. 2. It was at the near post. Schmidt, one more goal like that. You let in one more goal like that? And I'm actually gonna consider starting my other keepers. That is unacceptable. This is your last warning, Schmidt. One more goal like that and you're done. And there you have it. We finally get the better of Arsenal. A narrow 2-1 win. Even though we won this game, I'm a little disappointed in my goalkeeper Schmidt. Like, letting in that goal from Arsenal, that is just ridiculous. I've got my eye on him from this point on. So we end the year being third in the league, 8 points behind the leaders Liverpool and 2 points above Man United in 4th place and 3 points above 5th place Arsenal. At this rate, we'll be playing Champions League football already next season. And to think my expectations were to try and qualify for the Conference League by winning the Carabao Cup. I just looked at the calendar and apparently we have 2 back-to-back cup games, one against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semis and one against Chelsea in the FA Cup. So I think we're just gonna have to sacrifice this Nottingham Forest game in the Premier League. I'm quick-simming with my second team. Oh, and wait, they actually managed to get a draw against Nottingham Forest. A 2-2 draw, I'll take a point. Between the Newcastle and Chelsea game, I think we should place all our focus on the Newcastle game, since we're already in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, whereas the FA Cup, it's still the early rounds. D'Angelo. Jeffrey. Okay, Esposito. It's Kozlauskas. And we take the lead inside 4 minutes. We just cut Newcastle's defense open with that through ball. Kozlauskas with a first-time shot and finds the top corner. Jeffrey. It's Paulo now. A finesse shot maybe? And there you have it. Paulo with an absolute stunner from a mile out. I did not actually expect that to go in, let alone be on target. But Paulo, well, he's our second best midfielder before Esposito, and he has shown why. And we have breathing room against Newcastle. We are on course to getting a good advantage and also getting revenge on Newcastle, because I still haven't forgotten about the Premier League game against them. If I'm not mistaken, we lost 5-2 against them. Jeffrey. Esposito now. Esposito out to Kozlauskas. And Kozlauskas with a first-time shot to make it 3-0. We might have the tie wrapped up in this leg itself, but I'm still thinking about that 5-2 result, so Newcastle are definitely capable of scoring goals. But if we can score a few more goals, maybe we can just simulate the second leg. Can Arnold make it 4-0? Not yet. Arnold, and that's it. The attack comes to a halt. Okay, D'Angelo being aggressive there. Esposito. It's D'Angelo. Park. And now I think the tie is done. I think 4-0 is way too much for Newcastle to come back from. Park gets on the score sheet now. And there we go. A 4-0 lead going into the second leg. I think it's done. I think we can afford to just simulate the second leg against Newcastle. And believe it or not, we could actually face Fulham in the final, as they currently have a 2-1 lead over Spurs. It's a good thing that most of my players have full stamina, as just a few days later we take on Chelsea in the FA Cup. Leroy. Okay, Correa. Back to Esposito. Okay, it's Lund. And Lund with a simple finish there to take the lead against Chelsea inside 8 minutes. Imagine if we beat Chelsea as well. First Newcastle and then Chelsea 3 days later. Lund. Can Kozlauskas make it there? Yes, he can. Kozlauskas. It's Evans now. And we double our advantage just a few minutes later. Evans, this time on the score sheet. Great assist from Kozlauskas. Evans just about gets past the defenders and makes it 2-0. Thompson. Borges. It's Esposito. And it's actually 3-0 after just 20 minutes. Esposito with a clever skill move there, turns and shoots, leaving the keeper no chance. Is this game already done? I might as well just let the simulation finish the job, because Chelsea, yeah, it looks like they are replicating their form from real life in this career mode. Oh, the irony. Okay, Chelsea do get a goal back in the 52nd minute. And they get another goal back. Okay, you know what? Enough games. I'm actually jumping in. I wanna finish the job. Borges now back to Correa. Correa still on the ball. A cutback maybe? And Kozlauskas gets our breathing room back. 4-2. I actually got scared when I jumped in that we were gonna bottle it somehow. Imagine if we bottle a 3-0 lead after just 20 minutes. Yeah, I am not gonna let that happen. Whoa, 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 what is going on here? And they get another one back. It's a good thing Kozlauskas scored that fourth goal, because we would be tied right now. Referee, just blow the whistle. Referee, blow the whistle already. Referee, blow the whistle! Oh my god, it's finally done. I can't believe he actually stopped the play in that instance. I was yelling at the referee to stop play. Finally he does. Man, in the end it was a much tougher game than I expected. I thought that after we went 3-0 up it was just gonna be a routine win, but Chelsea somehow managed to fight back. But ultimately it wasn't enough. We advanced to the next round of the FA Cup. Okay, what is this draw? First we drew Chelsea in the FA Cup, and next Manchester United. Like, are you kidding me? Looks like someone doesn't want us to win the FA Cup. Not saying that we have what it takes to win the FA Cup, but still, these draws are pretty sus. And of course, that game happens to be before the second leg against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Well, the priority is to get the job done over Newcastle, so I may have to do some rotations against United. But I think we'll leave those cup games for the next episode. For now, let's shift back to the Premier League for a bit. Moss. Correa. Okay, it's Park. And Park may have just scored the winner. It's the 82nd minute, I believe. And one goal may be enough to get the job done. And there we go. We just about survive in the end and get another win over Brentford this season. Yeah. Payback feels good. And one more game that we're gonna get through is against Brighton. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty in the 82nd minute for Brighton? Don't tell me this is how we're gonna lose. Gonna go right. Okay, Schmidt, I forgive you for all the previous mistakes. A draw against Brighton? You know what? It's not the worst result. Schmidt, I think you have just redeemed yourself with that penalty save. Even that draw itself helps us keep our top 4 spot, but we cannot afford to drop too many points if we want to play Champions League football next season. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Next episode we have more big games coming up. Manchester United in the FA Cup, Newcastle in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semis, and Chelsea in the Premier League. Thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe if you have not, that'd be greatly appreciated. And as for me, Restless Dude out.